Morning, everybody. It's your boy D Mac, and I'm back. All right, everybody's been talking about him, and I seen so much traffic over him. I was like, I really didn't want to jump on the Ball family right now because just everybody, it was just so much traffic going with them. But I'm gonna jump on it, man, because I've definitely been a fan of LaMelo. I've definitely been a fan of Lonzo and Leangelo. I watched the Chino Hills games and I followed that whole stretch, man. And I watched a little bit of Alonzo at UCLA, and I really didn't pick back up on him until D'Angelo got in his situation. And so that's when I really picked back up on him and started following him more. And the progression that I've seen, man, everything that I've seen this family go through is just inspiration. There's no other way that you can say it, for the simple fact that how LeVar Ball was doubted because of the confidence that he had in his sons, and they were trying to make it seem as though it was a fault. And he's persevered through a whole lot of criticism by these analysts and people who think that they have a higher basketball IQ than this man. But he's coming to show them that a lot of them don't know what they're talking about. And we've endured years and years of listening to analysts give their opinion based off of absolutely no fact whatsoever. It's just based off of stats and analytics and all of that. And we know, as if you've ever been an athlete or you ever had to do anything in your life that required you to use your physical and mental and push yourself like that, then you see things different whenever these guys are talking. And so to see them be able to endure mentally, because we're having a real big talk about mental health right now in sports all the way across the board. And you see in the Olympics all of these different athletes who are dealing with mental health issues. So with that being said, we look at Lonzo, Leangelo, LaMelo, and how they've dealt with the very, very strenuous things that they've had to go through, all of the scrutiny that they had to go through just to get where they are right now and prove everybody that they not only belong here, but they're going to make this game better and they're going to change it for the better. Man, that's inspiration all day. And so you can't help but talk about that. So I was like, I can't stay quiet about it no more, man, because if I'm truly a ball fan, like I say I am, which I really am, then I got to go on here and talk my stuff. And so this is me talking my stuff right now. We have Lonzo, who just signed with the Bulls for 4 years for 85 mil. What's that, like 21.5 mil a year? Okay, we can take that. That's cool. That's showing that they have an invested interest in this young man for a certain period of time, and they believe that he can give them what they need in that area. Bet we can rock with that. They just made Devontae Graham a restricted free agent. What is that saying? That's saying, okay, well, we understand as long as we have Devontae Graham here, he's going to want to get minutes, and there's always going to be some tension between him and Melo, and we're not giving him Melo's minutes. We made that mistake last season because we was unsure, but we're not going to make that mistake again. And we're going to give this kid all the confidence and all the freedom he needs to make happen what he made happen and more, which he's going to come in and do. He's been working. You see, he got bigger and stronger, and so he's going to come in and do what his dad said he was going to come in and do. And through all of this, through going to Lithuania, through going to Australia, you go to Australia and you win Rookie of the Year in Australia. Australia is not a weak team. Australia is nothing to shake a stick at. These guys can ball, and they will embarrass you if you go over there thinking it's sweet playing against Australia. So it's not like he was in a powder puff league where he won Rookie of the Year. And then to come over here and do it again in the United States, What else do LeVar need to say? That's why LeVar got quiet. Everybody back, well, LeVar's been quiet lately. Maybe he understands now that no, it ain't nothing. Because his sons are out there proving everything that LeVar said. What does he have to say? The proof is in the pudding, not in the pudding. It's not what it says. That's not saying. It's not pudding. It's the proof is in the pudding. His sons are putting up the numbers. His sons are definitely putting the fans in the seats in Charlotte and now in Chicago again. Because Chicago really haven't had a bright light since Derrick Rose was there. And I thought I heard talks of them trying to get him back, but that's neither here nor there. He's on the back end of his career, so he can pretty much be a mentor and give him a few minutes. You see how he doing up in New York? He's still balling. You can't count D Rose out. The boy still got handles. Even with them bad knees, he crossing people over. So we understand that Chicago is about to make a few moves and pick up some more important pieces to surround Lonzo to give him what he needs because they've invested that money in him. All right, and now you have LiAngelo. LiAngelo is that sleeper, the one that's slowly creeping up, and he's gonna prove you something different too. That's coming. And every single one of these boys have had to go through scrutiny to get where they are. So they're going to appreciate it a lot more than most of these guys who it was just spoon fed to, because there was nothing spoon fed to LaMelo. LaMelo had to come in and prove that he was everything that they said he was and more. And he did that even with the pushback from the team and not really getting a substantial opportunity and having an injury to have to sit out for a while. But he still managed to come back and finish out the season and came in the game back from his injury, making one of the best passes that you've ever seen. You see it on the highlights all the time. These guys are special because of the way they were groomed. Their father had something in mind. He said, I'm going to build strong men who will be able to endure the criticism and not let it get into their mind and break their game. I'm going to build men who will be able to go out here, and when people tell them that they can't do something, they will do that and then more. This is what LeVar said. He tell everybody what his plan was. He said he went and found a woman who was smart and who was built, structured, and strong and understood the game of basketball and loved the game of basketball. And he told her what his plan was. And Tina was in agreement with that. And they have built what they said that they built. That's called vision. And everybody tried to do exactly what people would do to your vision. They try to speak down on it. They try to criticize it. They're always going to try to bring you down to their level of understanding and their level of capability. And that's why they mock it, because they don't see it within themselves to be able to do it. So they don't see it within you to be able to do it. Because if you go out and you do it and you succeed, then that only proves to them how much they're lacking and how much of a self-inventory they need to do. And people would rather bring you down to their level than to climb up to where you're trying to go. And so this is where we are in this country. And that's why a lot of these athletes are going through the stuff that they're going through mentally, because they haven't had a LeVar Ball in their life to prepare them for this. See, this is where the father part comes in. This is where a father is important. And this is what people don't want to highlight anymore. The importance of having the father in the household is the reason why all three of these boys haven't broken down mentally. You understand? That's called being mentally healthy. That's called being mentally strong and able to deal with the pressures of the world. And boy, do they have some big pressures of the world to deal with, but they have overcome. Now, LiAngelo, we need to see if he's going to rise to the occasion like his brothers. But LeVar's instilled the same thing in him. Now, not to say that all three boys are carbon copies of each other. We understand that. Everybody has their own personality. Everybody has their own individual stuff. LiAngelo got his stuff he got to deal with. But if he has the character that his father has taught him and preached to him his whole entire life, then he's going to rise up to the occasion like he has done in the past. And this is what we're seeing. We're seeing a strong father in the household. We're seeing the importance of the male figure in a child's life, whether it's male or female. Without the male figure to complete the balance, then a child is always going to have an imbalanced and off life, period. So stop trying to downplay the importance of the male figure in the household, because this is what it was really about. It was never about LeVar putting too much on his sons. LeVar has always put a load on his sons, because in order for you to become stronger, you're going to have to make your load heavier. If you ever worked out in the gym, you don't sit there and lift the same weight that you was lifting last year. At this point, you should be lifting at least 2 to 3 times more. And how do you do that? Well, you add more weight whenever that weight that you had on them starts to get easy. Add a little bit more weight. And when that weight gets easy, you add a little bit more weight. LeVar knows how to build his sons up strong to make them the men that they need to be able to deal with all of these criticisms and the scrutiny and the backbiting from all of these people in the industry that they're in. Because the teammates that they play with, they don't like them half the time. They definitely didn't like the way LaMelo came in, and LaMelo had to prove himself, and now he's being accepted by his teammates. Not all, but some of his teammates who are really honest about what the kid is, and they understand what he can bring to that team or what he has brought to that team. Because Charlotte Hornets haven't had any fanfare in years. So, yeah, shout out, LeVar. One more time, you've done it again. I can't wait to see LiAngelo play. I can't wait to see his progression, because everybody, and I already see what it's going to be. If LiAngelo don't come out and score at least 25 to 30 points his first game with 15 assists and all of this crap, then they're going to call him a bust. Is he really going to be what LeVar said he was? They're not going to give this kid no time to get acclimated to the speed of the game. They're not going to give this kid any time to get used to playing with his teammates. They're not going to give LiAngelo Ball no time whatsoever. So everybody understand that. If he don't produce right away and in a way that is above and beyond, then they're going to say he's a bust. And they're going to start to put that scrutiny on him, same as they have his other brothers and his father. Period. They just have to endure that. And it's not like they're the only brothers that's in the league. That's not what's history making about it, because you have the Antetokounmpo brothers who have made history. Those three brothers are all champions. Then you have the Holiday brothers. You have all three of those brothers in the league. Then you have the Martin twins on Charlotte with LaMelo. So it's not a big thing that they're brothers in the league and it's three of them in the league. We already have that. But what it is, the way that they've come into the league, despite the NBA and despite all of the naysayers, this is what makes it so special. And they're being led by a strong male figure that's there, and he's very vocal, and he's willing to take the hits for his sons, but he's always going to let them know his expectation of them. He made those children. He know what's in them, and he's not going to allow them to slack under their potential. That's not what he accepts in his family. And if anybody else out here is soft and powder puff like that, and you can't understand the concept of what manhood is, then you need to sit back and not speak about this. because there are men out here who understand what it takes to raise a man to be able to survive in this world that is becoming more and more anti-male anyway. So salute to you, LeVar. My hat off to you, man, and your children. I'm just waiting to see how much more success you guys have, and I'm gonna be in your corner all the way, good, bad, or ugly, no matter what, because I see the vision, man. I see your vision, LeVar, and I appreciate your vision. And this don't have nothing else to do with anybody else. They don't. It's not a superiority thing or anything like that. This is a celebration of manhood, an example of manhood being built. It's a celebration of that. If everybody else can celebrate what they want to celebrate and what they feel and they believe, why can't men celebrate manhood? Hey, I'm gonna go ahead and leave it on that note. LeVar, I applaud you, all of your sons and your wife. I applaud your whole entire family. And I appreciate it because this is giving the world a view of something that they haven't seen in a long time. I worked in an industry where I dealt with children, and their biggest issue was their lack of parents. And it wasn't that they didn't have parents, it's just that their parents weren't parenting. And when we actually got those parents in there and taught them how to properly parent, and they took a hold of it and met their children halfway, then we saw some progression in those families. And so to see this being played out in front of the world and seeing a family stay together no matter what this country says or does, with all of its tactics and schemes that is used to destroy families through these industries of entertainment. It's good to see a family sticking together, and no matter what this country throws at them as far as money, no matter what this country throws at them as far as controversy or anything, these brothers stick together with their parents, and nobody can come between them. And that's what America is really hating to see from this family. But I applaud it, and I'm going to fuel it every single day that I can. Salute to y'all, man. You know what I say. Sticks and stones can break your bones, but the word can always heal you. I'm out.